The following summary information relates to the language development known as the periodic table of languages. Similar to the periodic table of the elements that created the field of modern science, the periodic table of languages may be the most important development in the evolution of languages for both common and endangered languages today. Following is a periodic tabulation relating to one of the 10 accents used in Norway. The accent or pronunciation that is used comes from the immediate area of Haugesund in western Norway, where Harald Fairhair, the first Viking king, ruled and reigned over 1,000 years ago. Transliteration work was undertaken by traditional landowners since that time 8 kilometres from Harald Fairhair's burial site. The periodic table of language represents the universal and timeless continuity of its phonetic code. The period table of language creates and relates all aspects of correlation of speech to text in mother tongue or in native speech fashion without prior knowledge of that language, preserving and exponentiating any language ongoing in this way. Word entries are aligned in a unique 3-coordinate location and 3-dimensional array, according to universal properties such as number of vowels and consonants and mathematical combinations of the vowel sounds of words. Citing now the 100,000-year-old Australian Aboriginal language of Endangered. According to a 1996 census, the language of Endangered in Western Australia was spoken by only 990 Indigenous speakers. Today, potentially 7 billion people can read this ancient, now almost extinct Australian Aboriginal language by knowing the code or rule for just one word. Software applications of periodic language tabulation can preserve and exponentiate common and endangered languages throughout the world equally. Following is an example of this development using the English phonetic code derived from the periodic table of English.
Eons ago, cannon, can-nun, cannon took, aim, aim, astronomical, 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 fragments, 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 ever, 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 v, ever, cannon, took, aim, cannon, took, aim, cannon, took, aim, cannon, took, aim, A, E, I, O, oo.
Once periodic tabulation of common and endangered languages are created and their phonetic codes deciphered, it is possible for people to learn many more different languages than ever before, preserving all languages equally in this way. Citing now the French phonetic code derived from the periodic table of French applied to the everyday alpha dictionary.
A, en, se, v, a, v, en, se, en, avancement.
Citing now the periodic table of English. By knowing the phonetic code of just one word, it is possible to instantly read and speak the entire number of words which constitute the English language, and of any language. The phonetic key is the binary code, an absolute correlation that binds together the written and spoken forms of English and all other languages. Periodic grouping shows the genetic time-pitch signatures of vowels and consonants within all words, and how sound and meaning relate to each other from word to word across the language. Hence, word entries are not located merely by alphabetical listing, but by ascending and descending periodic and phonetic order of the constituent elementary sounds of language. Also, creating reading and spelling rules for sound-to-letter association inconsistencies that have existed forever but could never be explained. Periodic spacing also shows where new words come into the language daily and in the future, and where some words of common, not so common, and newly extinct languages may be predicted. Summing up, text translation of languages produces the meaning of one language into the understanding of another. Phonetic transliteration of languages produces reading, meaning, and speech of one language into the reading, understanding, and speech of another. By knowing the phonetic code of just one word, anyone from any age and background is able to speak common, ancient, and almost extinct languages. Because phonetic transliteration of languages facilitates instantaneous reading, understanding, and speech of mother tongue of all languages equally, without prior knowledge of any language in the usual sense. Thus putting all languages, great and small, most common and almost extinct, on equal use with one another, preserving all languages, ensuring their use and survival for all generations, for all time to come.